Greetings, I'm Solla Pizzuto, Global Wellness Educator, and I'm here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, at the Tao Gardens in the meeting of the Masters Retreat with Charles Muir and Mantak Chia. And we're here to share our experiences from this retreat. So I'm going to ask you to introduce your name.
Yes, my name is Roy Swindle, and I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Mm-hmm. And I'm Deborah Swindle, and I'm from Birmingham, Alabama as well. We're married.
Nice. So I'd like to begin first with Roy. If you could think of the most profound thing that you have experienced from this retreat, because I know earlier that you have shared that you've been on several retreats such as this, and so you've had a bit of an exposure to the content and also the teachings. So I'm curious as to what your take is on this particular retreat.
One of the best things about this is we have two types of understanding. One is Tao, and the other is Tantra. And both of these men, Master Chia and Charles Muir, both were able to work their own specialties, but also merge a number of things, and the mechanics of it. Master Chia was good at explaining how the body works and what's taking place in the system, and Charles puts the heart and the emotion and the love into the event, and you put those two together, and you have the meeting of the best.
Two masters.
And it makes a huge difference to be able to. It also is nice to have, in my opinion, to have the one session is Tantra, one is Tao. And so you get kind of a break from that and you go to the other. And it gives your brain a little time to, it stimulates and you have a little rest from either one of them at a moment. And then you can digest all of it at night together.
Okay.
Now I'd like to ask Deborah.
Sure.
I just love your accent. Deborah, what moved me in your sharing in our classroom setting earlier is that your personal experience of your evolution in your relationship. Like how has all of this knowledge changed and affected your relationship? Because I know you guys have been together for how many years now?
18.
Yeah, so you guys have been together for 18 years, but in the beginning and in the earlier stages, it was different, yeah?
Yes.
Than it is now.
Yes.
So I'd love for you to elaborate on that.
So.
Yeah, it was very interesting to hear.
Yeah. Okay, well, we are both very, very different people. Roy is, I'd say that he's the visionary in this because he's the one who saw the benefit of studying the Tao and also Tantra, and he dragged me kicking and screaming. It was not something that I was comfortable with, I mean, at all, especially in the very beginning. And even now, sometimes I have a harder time than he does. He's a naturally more open person than I am.
And even the word Tantra sets off a certain, association that might be negative to those folks who are not aware or familiar with what the different various, knowledge of Tantra really is.
Yeah. So, but I always thank him afterwards, because I feel that first of all, so many of the what we call in the West hang-ups, so many of the hang-ups, that I had, and I don't want to speak for him, let him speak for himself, but for me, I feel like, bit by bit, it's helping to heal a lot of that, and it has also made it easier for me to communicate with him good, bad, or indifferent, and we can still have a disagreement. Oh, we had one right before we came. But
As couples do.
yes, as couples do. But what has happened is that it's a more loving communication, because the blame has been removed, and it's me saying to him, this is what I need. And this is what I would like for you to understand. And so I think that from an emotional level, for me, that has been tremendously helpful and healing in our relationship, and has brought us much, much closer together. And in fact, we have friends that say, what is it with you two? I mean, they feel this connection that we have, and they want it.
This effervescent glow.
They want it.
This giddiness. I see it. I see it all the time when I look over at you guys.
Very true.
So, and then from in terms of a sexually responsive standpoint, there's absolutely no doubt that for me, I feel that my body has very definitely come alive. It's so funny for me to say that I'm 60 years old and I have the best sex I have ever had in my life.
Goodness.
So
I didn't know that. Wow.
And I do believe that it's because of the Eastern practices. I do.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and how it has made us closer.
Yeah. It's always amazing to me to see the people who practice this long term, just how they keep getting younger.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, like every year it's like, it seems like it's literally, you could see the reverse of the aging process on their face and, everything.
Yeah, well, I'm only 12. I'm back in braces.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
It's probably been our relationship was great before we started Tantra about 10 years ago. And I'm still, a working professional, so, I can't spend a whole lot of time with it, but I can gather the information, go to the retreat, and we practice. Not enough, but we practice. And when even though we've been coming to these for almost 10 years, I would say that each time this was very good for our relationship.
Yes.
We had a breakthrough this time. The sacred spot was a miracle for me to give to her. And I was I was ready to just jump around and run around the block for a couple of weeks.
We did it.
Yeah.
But it was the whole atmosphere of the safety, your own space. No one pushes. No one pushes you. You go with this at your own pace, and if you need help or want help, there was plenty of help here. There was a mass of professionals that there was no way you could put these amount of, including yourself, that you could put together in this place and everybody have access to them for 10 days. That is that alone is worth the trip.
I'm so glad that you felt the container was developed.
Yeah.
And within the container, what was lovely in this retreat was the bonding and the connection.
We've made great
between
friends.
Everybody.
Yes.
I mean, we've made some really good friends here, and we've already planned to see them and go see them and
All over the world. Yeah. You have global friends.
It's been great. And that's I think that's one of the, and you understand, what you learn is you're not the only one that feels a little bit anxious about something.
Yeah.
A little bit fearful that things are not going to work for you. They work in a study or in an example, but you don't really know what's going to happen to you and your goddess, or you and your partner. And especially for singles, they have the hardest job, because they've got to trust each other and have known each other but very little time.
That's right.
It's very nice.
I'm so glad this has been a blessing, and just more wonderful things for you to add on to accentuate your relationship. I mean, you have a long-term relationship, and you know, you have many more years to go, and this is just constantly, you know, evolving in your path.
She says she's going to keep me alive till I'm 120. I hope so. But I want to be able to make love till I'm 120.
Well, there's always a secret spot.
That's right.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Solla.
Thank you.